Greetings, everybody. LVW coming with another episode of Noob Sauce. Welcome back to the desert savanna area where we've been slowly putting stuff. In these next couple segments, I'm going to create my charcoal machine. Now, this is a device I found a long time ago, and I've experimented with it and changed it up and stuff here and there. I'm going to show you how to create the basic machine itself, and then I'm going to build a spruce tree system up here that'll sort out the logs and the saplings and all that stuff, and then create the charcoal and everything. But that's going to be the next part. This is only going to be the basic machine part, which is the actual charcoal creation machine itself. You are going to need a few things. You're going to need a couple droppers, some hoppers, chest, a furnace, a repeater, and this new one, a comparator, which I don't believe I've shown anybody. Of course, some redstone and stuff like that. Real quick, let me just show you how to make this comparator. You'll find it in your redstone tab, which is this one all the way down here. And all it really is 3 stone on the bottom, 3 redstone torches, and a upside down V formation, and of course a nether quartz. This is one of the reasons why I went to the nether so early, and I generally go to the nether so early, is so I can collect this nether quartz. It's not so I can build with it, it's so I can actually create these components like these comparators and stuff. Primarily so I can actually make this charcoal machine, as I use charcoal from pretty much everything at this point. I don't really I use coal mostly for decoration or very, very beginning stages of the world. Alright, so let's get a foundation down. I'm going to use this polished granite. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to come up with a 3 wide. Okay, and then it should be 5 wide. This is one way. I'm going to show you 2 ways to actually make the machine. Alright, so now that we have that, let's get this out of here. Let's get this dropper in here. Now, a dropper is nothing more than, go back to the cobblestone here, this right here. Right, it's nothing more than this 7 pieces of cobblestone with 1 piece of redstone dust. And how a dropper works is, see that little like hole right there? That is the area for which items come out of. So if we put something in here, let's put that furnace in there, right? And then let's power this. Notice it dropped that item. Let's put 2 items in here, and it will randomly choose which item it will use. And then that time it gave us the repeater. And then if I power it again, it'll give us the other one. And that's what it does. Whatever is in its inventory, it will randomly choose from one of these 9 slots what item to drop out. And that's exactly how it works. Okay, so we need to get this place. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here to this middle one, second one in, and how you're going to place this is you're going to jump and click and place at the same time. Now the hole will be on top. If you look here on the sides, it's not on the sides anymore. It's on top. Now if I jump and click this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the inventory. We don't want to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to shift, jump, and place, just like so. So you're on top of it, just like that, alright? And the hole, again, is up on top. Now, this third one, I'll show you what we'll do with that later. So now we're going to take our chest, and we're going to place this. Now, you can do this from up here. If you're still up on top, that's fine. It's actually probably better. You're going to do the shift, jump, click, alright? And then we're just going to place another one right next to it, so we make a double chest. Like so. And then, we're going to take our hoppers, and starting with this bottom dropper, we're going to shift-click the hopper into it so that the nozzle goes into the bottom dropper. We're going to chain another one into this one, so we have this hopper going into that hopper. Okay, and then on top of this hopper, we're going to put our furnace. So shift-click, place the furnace on that hopper. And then the last hopper will go into this furnace from underneath this chest system. Just like so. Alright, so you have dropper, dropper, chest, chest, hopper, furnace, hopper, hopper. And this creates a loop. this whole system creates a loop. So whatever comes out of this furnace in the crafted area will be, oops, sorry guys, will be taken out of the furnace by this hopper, fed into this hopper, go into this dropper, and this dropper will go put it up to here, and then here up into this chest, and then it just will continue this cycle. That's how the basic machine works. Now, in order to get this to do what it needs to do, we have to use redstone, and that's where these other components come in. All right, the first way I'm going to show you now is the flat method. All right, so, well, flat as it can be. This is why you need the 3x5 wide. All right, so we're going to go to the back end of the machine. Put our backs to the machine. You're going to jump and place a comparator right here, just like so. Now, how a comparator works? Oops. How a comparator works in the basic sense, anyway, is it does what its name says. It compares a value. All right, there is 3 inputs that this can have. It has the input from the back here. You can tell this is the front because if you look at this little arrow here, it shows you which way is the front. All right, so that's one input. There's an input to this side here and an input to this side here with a single output which goes from the front out this way. All right, so what it does is it will compare input values. All right, now since I don't have anything else attached to it, if I put something in here, I will get a signal strength because this is now comparing that there is a value at the back of this, but it won't do anything because there's nothing to compare it against. Alright, so that's how that works, and how it will pick up the fact that this dropper has now a value to compare to something else. And I will get rid of this night and we'll be right back. And this is exactly what is happening. So, what we now need to do is we now need to give it a way to compare a value so that it allows this machine part to actually work. Next, we're going to take a repeater, drop it here. That's in front of it. Okay. We're going to set it. Now, you can actually set it. You can't leave it here. At least give it 1 tick. I always like to give it 2. All right. And all you have to do to change the tick is just right-click it. All right. And it's going to go in front here. Now, what this is going to do is this actually is going to take the signal strength out of the comparator and shunt it up to the full value, which is 15. So, because what happens is one single item will send out a comparator value of 3. So this one, and they're actually, if they're ahead on the block here, this one could actually receive power from receiving that dropper value. So what we're going to do is compare it, increase it, and then we're going to loop it around. So we're going to need a couple of different things for this. Let me give you that, and give you this. Okay, first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to put a block here next to the first dropper. And then I'm going to take this redstone dust to come out of the repeater, turn it all around on itself. So we're going to loop it, or U it, and we're going to bring it over to here. Now this right here will create a looping value. Because what happens is, I'm going to see, I'll put this here, I'll put that in there. Now if you look what happens, it is blinking, which is what we want. Okay. Now what's going on is, this is sending out the fact that it has a value now because it's holding an item. So it sends this out. Now normally it would be signal strength 3. But since we're putting this repeater here, we're sending it as a full signal. So now what's going on is every single time we go with the redstone dust, it subtracts it. All right, so this value that comes to here and compares to here are different values. So therefore, it turns it on and off. But here's the problem. It's not doing anything else other than flashing. To change that, all you have to do is take this redstone dust and bring it over on top of this block right there. Now notice it stopped blinking. If you look in the dropper, the item is gone. It's up here now. So we've now managed to move the item from one dropper to the next. Okay, that's good and dandy, but now how do we get it up into the chest? Well, we're going to extend this line. We're going to put a block at the back of this hopper, and then we're going to take this slab, and we're going to take that and attach it to the top portion of, don't mind me, I'm just used to crouching, of this block here, just like this. The reason we do this is because this half slab will not cut off this redstone circuitry. Because if I use a full block here, now look what happens. It cut it off. Now they're two separate. And as two separate, it won't do anything because this block right here is not being powered by anything. So let's get that out of here. Let's put the half slab back up. Make sure it's on the top portion of the block. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this redstone circuit and bring it up to the half slab and over to this block here. So now what happens is this block is powered. This will send up a signal over here that will power this block. In this chain, though, you have to keep in mind that there will be a solitary item that stays in this dropper up top. That's fine. Let it go. Okay, don't even worry about it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I will take some of this. I won't take as many because I don't want to take it too long. I'll put it down here like it's taking the item out of the furnace. And there it goes. It's going to the furnace and it's being checked in here, right? You see it all doing its ticking. Okay. And to see how that item stays in that dropper and there's nothing in this one. There won't be anything in the chest yet because this isn't full yet. And all 10 items are now into the fuel side of the furnace, which is exactly what we want. This is a self-sustaining system. So by putting in logs here to create charcoal, it uses its own created items to fuel itself. The only thing we have to do at this point is just give it something to change into charcoal. And that's exactly how this system works. Okay, now this is one method. Ooh, fell down too far. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to give you a last look at it. Okay, Derpy, stop. Let's crouch and move up. There we go. And we get that out of your way. Alright, so this is the basic setup this way. Alright, now remember now, I'm going to change it up and show you another way to do the circuitry. All this here in the beginning stays the same. This doesn't change. The machine part does not change. What changes is the circuitry. Alright, so we're going to take all this out of here. Okay. Excuse me, guys. We're back. Alright, everybody. Sorry about that. I was about to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze on camera. Okay, let's get back over to this. So here is the second way of doing this circuit. We're going to come out of the back here again, like we did before. We're going to put that comparator down, just like so. And instead of, though, putting the repeater, what we're going to do is we're going to put a block in front of it. And on top of that block, you're going to put a piece of redstone dust. Now, watch what happens. I'm going to put something in here. It will compare to the value, and it will send out the signal strength. And notice it's not very bright. It is weak. All right, so it does still compare and send out a signal, and that signal goes into this block and then out on this redstone. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to put a piece of redstone dust next to it on this lower block like so. But look what happens. It connects. We actually don't want it to do this. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take a block and put it on top of this redstone dust we just placed like so, and that breaks that line. Now, if I put this item here, take a look. They both still get powered because this block right here is being powered. Alrighty, just take that out of there. Now, what we're going to do next is next to this redstone here we just placed, we're going to place a block in this corner like so. Alright, so this is what we look like. Almost like a cubic kind of thing. Alright. Next is we're going to take our repeater, and that's going to go out of this block here, so it goes here. So it comes out of this block here. We're going to send it to our tick location that we want. And what's going to happen is that redstone dust that's under here is going to actually power this block here. Alright, and it's then going to put that signal into this repeater, which will send it a full strength coming out. Now what we need to do is we need to loop the signal back to the comparator so it actually has a value to compare to, so it does its looping thing. Alright, so watch. Let's put this in here. Notice it's doing its looping thing. Okay. Signal strength, signal strength. This block is signal strength. Okay, guys? Now notice that the signal strength for this redstone dust is a lot brighter than this one. That's because the value is increased because of the repeater. Alright, but you notice though, the item didn't come out of this dropper. We need to fix that. And how do we fix that? Simple solution. We're going to take a block and put it behind the second dropper like so. Believe it or not, that works. Now watch what happens. I'll take this 12 charcoal. You know what? We'll send it through the whole system. How about that? I'll put that in there. Notice it's doing its thing, right, guys? Say that. And check out the signal strength differences. Okay. And then look what happens here. All 12 have ended up into the furnace. Alright. So this is just two ways of creating the circuitry behind the actual machine parts itself. The method you use is really up to you because they both work. They both do what they need to do. If you only have like a 2x5 wide space to put it in, use this one. If you need a more flatter kind of back area, you can use the other one. It doesn't really matter. Both circuits work. Both do the same thing. They're just built slightly different. All right. Okay. Now a couple little odds and ends here. As you all saw, I had a third dropper here. Now, why do I have this dropper in here? Okay, it's good to get into good etiquette at this point. If you're on a server, one of the things that helps to take away some of the lag that's generated is you want to cover up your hoppers. You know, in a system like this, you really don't have to, but it's still considered good etiquette to do so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dropper and I'm going to place it on that hopper facing up, but it doesn't do anything for the system. It's just there to help with any potential lag, although this system really doesn't generate that much lag because it's only a single hopper. We found though that droppers are usually the best thing to put on top of empty hoppers like this, especially if you have a long chain of hoppers that are sending, you know, like something items down a line. All right. Okay. Now I also have another hopper and another chest. Okay. Why do we have those items? Well, I sometimes like to put in more than one stack of logs to create charcoal. I can just put an item hopper up here, and you know that gives me that 5 slots to do that with. But you know, why not put a chest on top of that and fill the chest up, and then it gives me a whole chest plus the hopper, and that's it. That is the entire charcoal machine. The basic. It's really simple. It's usually the first machine I try building, besides a simple a furnace smelter. This is usually the machine that I use in the entire time. I mean, I'm always creating charcoal because I need torches. A lot of what I use is for torches. I do a lot of exploring, so and then to help with mob raids and stuff, I'm always constantly throwing down torches. Now, normally this area would be completely lit up with torches. I have been fighting doing this. There's reasons behind it. It's all, you know, pretty much for what I'm doing with the series and stuff. I mean, but look at the island over there. The only thing I have over there is that portal. But I don't want nothing spawning over there. I mean, you know, I've spammed click torches all over the place. That's about a stack or so of torches over there. But I also do a lot of cooking. If I don't have a lava source, I do a lot of cooking with this or smelting with it. Or if I set up a smelting array, you know, what's the best thing for me to use that is handy? I can use charcoal because I can regrow trees. All it does, it takes me time to chop it down. And I'm going to create a system that all I have to do is come here, chop it down, throw up some new saplings, and then the system will take care of itself, and I can just walk away. All right? Alright guys, so that's it for this part of the episode. Hopefully you got the gist of how to create this nice, easy, simple machine, and hopefully you get to use it. Alright. So with that, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care now. Bye.